How's it going?
I had to bring you in. You
Jamming
know how
out.
that goes. How you
Oh
doing
yeah, I
tonight?
appreciate it. I'm good about yourself.
I'm jamming. Hold on, I'm gonna turn it down.
Hey, go and rock out.
Okay. How are you tonight?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm doing wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to the face behind the brand.
Thank you for thank you for
So
having me.
I'm your host, Monique Marie. You are the incredible digital creator, executive producer, lyricist, songwriter, in the clutch entertainment, hip hop recording artist.
I'll take
Dub,
all that. I'll take all that.
DubTheG. Welcome to the face behind the brand.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor, to be here.
Thank you.
So
Absolutely.
fun.
Yeah. So I brought you in to an amazing single that you just released, Hold Me Down.
Yes,
So talk about that creative process.
Hold Me Down. I guess at the time when I came out with Hold Me Down, I was really thinking about my surrounding.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of them tracks where I just wanted to kind of go at music a different way than I usually was. I think the music I put out was always different than the actual music I was making. So I felt like,
Mm-hmm.
people around you really not here to stay necessarily, and I really
Yeah.
want to talk about
Yeah.
you can only really depend on yourself. That's really what I wanted to aim at with this record. Nobody really gonna hold you down but you. So you always gotta look at yourself as the one who gotta hold yourself down in any situation and get yourself over whatever situation you're trying to head towards or go to reach. So that's Hold Me Down in a nutshell.
Absolutely. Well, it's an amazing sound. As I told you when I had a chance to listen to this song, I definitely, I think it's incredible. You're talking substance, but there's also a small amount of shit talking in there, which I think is quite okay. And
Yeah,
then you're
I
also
have a little bit.
just a little. You said in the beginning, for the family, I get it. Mama told me I was gifted. Never trust nobody else before God. Now that's religion.
Man. Mm-hmm.
So, that's definitely spiritual. That's wisdom talk. That's a wise king talking.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, for sure.
So where does this? Where does this all?
It's funny because that's the first thing. Like I thought, I was like, man, like the way I was hearing the beat, I was like, okay, hold me down. Like I kind of just hummed it in my head, and then
Mm-hmm.
that bar, that verse really came straight off the head. Like I didn't even have to when I said for the family, I get it, because I was just thinking like, man, you got like for the family, I get it. Mama told me I was
Yes.
different, and I was just like, hold up, it's like I felt something come upon me. But I mean, for a long time, my mom always did tell me that I had a gift, and I just had to realize it myself, and I come from a very religious background, so praying was always a necessity in the house, and
Mm-hmm.
I think as the child, you don't ever really see the potential that the parent sees in you. So at the time, I'm pretty much just chanting what I was always told. Mama told me I was gifted, never trust nobody else before God. And never put somebody ahead of God. What you do, the first thing you wake up shows you who your God is. That's one of the little gems she used to tell me. So when I'm thinking about the family, I'll do whatever it takes to make sure I make it for my family and provide. So.
Yeah.
Pretty much just like my father did. So I kind of took that piece from how I was raised, what my intentions are now, where I'm at now, and words that she always told me. So I knew I had to. You have to start a track like that with something like. So
Heck yeah.
that was the punch. That was the punch.
That was the punch. Well, who would you say, you know, going back then, who would you say were some of your influencers in the house? Who was mom and dad listening to? You know, where did this sound create from?
Honestly, it was more from like my sister, my older sister. You know, my older sister Tawana and Melanie. My parents really listened to more like gospel, and where my folks are from, like, you know, a lot of Zydeco, a lot of old school music. I'm talking about old school Frankie Beverly, and them, you know. And, but from where I could say that I actually drew from was like my sister Tawana would listen to a lot of Zero. So like a lot of local Houston artists is who I really was brought up with. Zero, Trey, a lot of people from SUC, Big Hog, Fat Pat, you know. Yeah, so that was really, I was, you know, seeing their albums on the floor in the room and grabbing a CD player and stealing the CD and listening to it, you know.
Yeah.
That type of deal. So I think I got that Southern type vibe.
And speaking of Houston, shout out to
because
shout out to Clizzy Houston for making this all possible and connecting me with this amazing influencer, this creator, this artist, you know, for linking this introduction. I mean, I've discovered so much about you, King, in the last literally few days that I'm just like, I just feel, honestly, I'm humbled and thankful again for you sitting down and taking the opportunity, you know, this evening, you know, away from your family. And I just appreciate it. So I just want to say thank you. So In the Clutch Entertainment, talk to me about it.
In the Clutch is a lot of things. In the Clutch is everything entertainment. We created the idea of In the Clutch came from doing like shorts, like short film skits and stuff like that. But it grew off of reactions and us just kind of being who we are, reacting to videos. And I wasn't really big on the reaction scene. I didn't know how big it was. People, you know, I always looked at it as, hey, people like people watching. You like watching me watch something.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, yo, that might not be what it is, but I mean, it caught its buzz, and we've grown tremendously since, you know, more than what I could think of from doing reactions. But I mean, it's just everything entertainment. And In the Clutch, of course, Clutch City, Houston. So, you know, In the Clutch is pretty much saying we're in Houston. So yeah, it's just everything entertainment, everything genuine, everything authentic that we can be.
And you also have the vlog channel. So talk to me a little bit about the vlog channel. Like it's combining, but it's still reaction.
No, the vlog channel was actually my wife's idea, so I have to give her all the credit for that. I made a vlog channel.
The queen.
Yeah. Shout out to
I think it's incredible because, you know, there's so many that, of course, in 20, you know, the pandemic. Oh, what'd you say? There's like a delay. We'll say it again, King.
It was. Nah, what did you say?
No, it's like a delay. Okay, say what you said again.
Oh, I was just pretty much saying that it was my wife's idea to do the vlog channel when I made it a couple years ago, and it was pretty much me to get I guess like a behind the scenes feel or vibe, or because people now they be like, man, I didn't know you had kids. You know, I was just like, oh yeah. I said I'm a whole. Yeah. I think they thought me and my homie was living together and just doing videos when we woke up and any hour of the day, not knowing I have a whole life with kids and married over here. Yeah. So
whole family.
Yeah, whole family. So she was like, you know, the vlog channel will kind of give people a different vibe, and it's doing its thing.
It's doing its big thing. Between the two, and then looking at the views and just so much dope content. I think so many people are trying to put out just anything that'll make people react, right? Because it's reaction it's reaction entertainment, it's reaction videos. But when it's something that's relative and more natural, I think that's easier. You know what I'm saying? Easier. It's something to adapt to and you can relate to. So I think, and then coming out with, of course, you know, is you guys, is it Ross? You and Ross?
Yeah, Ross.
Yes, your partner, your business partner there. I think again, it's amazing. And congratulations to 600,000 subscribers. That is incredible. Like 600,000 YouTube subscribers. How does that happen? Again, content. What is that?
You know what? To be honest, to be totally honest, it's just being us. You know, I think I had to put one of the comments I had reposted because we have a kind of like a story and a posting, kind of like on Instagram. You do the same thing on YouTube now. So some dude commented under our post after us, you know, saying the 600K thing. And he was just like, man, it's crazy that to be a little blue collar dude, 30-year-old in another state that doesn't talk like you, we'll probably pass each other up if we walk by each other. But he says, I feel so relatable to you guys, and it feels like I know you. And I think honestly that was always like our winning curve because we never really tried to be like anybody else. You know, I was telling the team like, hey, let's be who we are. Like if we don't like something, don't fake it. You know, because it's hard to keep that. My biggest thing is it's hard to keep the persona on camera and off the camera if you run into somebody. You know those people you run into in real life. You, hey, and they ain't nothing like how they, you know, you thought they were gonna be. So,
okay,
you ain't as funny. You ain't as funny as us, but you know. So we was always like, man, let's just be authentic. Let's be us, and let's, you know, give the people ultimately what they want. And they took from, you know, it kind of created its own snowball effect. And went from there.
Yeah. Sky's the limit, you know. Like I see people in the comments saying, let's get to 1 mil, you know, and let's get to 1 million and beyond. You know, I think there's no cap, right? So
no.
Congratulations. So would you say, is it harder to get started doing something like this as a curator, as a digital creator, or is it harder to keep going?
I think it's harder. Both can be, to be honest. Because in the getting started part, consistency is key. You know, and when people put a lot of work behind something and they don't really get the result that they want to right off, it's easy to quit. It's easy to be like, this probably not for me. This probably ain't it. Because it doesn't happen for everybody the same. You know, it can take somebody 5 years to get 100K. It can take somebody a week. You know, it's one of the things where algorithm. So your consistency again is very important. And two, for, you know, keeping it going, if you don't feel like doing it anymore, now you feel like you're obligated to keep the fans happy. You know, if some days you don't feel like recording and somebody's depending on you to like give them that laugh, you know, it's you know, people look at it as a small thing, and we did at first too. It's like, we just doing videos, but when you're getting thousands of messages about, hey, this has helped me through this time, I'm going through this, I had this breakup, just watching y'all videos put me in this type of mood and feeling, you kind of start to feel like, man, I can't let them down, you know, and it can become, but ultimately to give you an answer, though, I think starting tests you more than continuing.
Yeah. Well, what is the planning like? Because I mean, for it to it's now, is this something you guys just kind of one day we're going to record today, or do you actually plan out each episode?
It used to be where we just recorded whenever, you know. You can kind of tell in the beginning it was just like, okay, we can record today, you know. But I think the bigger we started to get, we started to realize, okay, we start to look at our analytics. You know, when are people mainly looking at videos?
Mm.
Okay, so we can set up a schedule. Most music come out on Fridays. Okay, let's make sure we record by Friday. Okay, if we haven't did the other videos that we do by Friday, because if there's so much music, we'll have to record another day. Okay, well, let's do Monday too. Top of the week, end of the week. You know, and we just
Yeah.
kind of created it based off of analytics and pretty much the schedule with both of us.
And welcome back. We're at part 2, the face behind the brand. We're interviewing DubTheG. Come on back in, King, when you're ready. Oh, I see the King also is here.
So nobody gon' hold me down. All I asked from her was loyalty. She changed the life for me as soon as I ain't get royalties. Yeah. So nobody gon' hold me.
Hey. We're interviewing DubTheG. I am playing his single "Hold Me Down." We went out and we came back in. Welcome back.
Back in the building.
That's what leads to my success. Friends won't come around. Gotta get this weight up.
This is "Hold Me Down" available now on all platforms. It's the King. I like this song a lot.
Thank you, thank you.
Welcome.
Nobody gon' hold me.
Nobody gonna hold me down.
It's a vibe.
You can hear it okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a vibe.
Yeah, it's hot.
Look, who is that guy? I'm gonna go look him
Well,
up.
So this is an incredible sound, available now on platform. As we were going earlier, we were talking about the media, the industry, the reaction video, the vlog channel, In the Clutch Entertainment. So you are doing a lot. And of course, with this amazing sound, Hold Me Down, you are a hip hop recording artist. So blessed indeed. You're an influencer. So how are you able to do it and stay balanced?
You know, I have a wonderful supportive wife.
Amen.
I have to give shouts to her first because, honestly, a lot of times when I don't feel like doing it, she's the one who pushes me to do it. Because maintaining a family and kids and stuff like that, and then work. Sometimes you just feel like, I need to just take 10. So she's like my biggest, supporter, and she's my biggest helper to make sure, I get rest when I need rest. She steps in where she needs to step in at, and we're just a great team. So I have to give shout outs to her for that, for sure.
Well, God, because that's a blessing, itself, to be able to have, and we talked about this in the preliminary, the characters, besides our household outside also, how they are, to make sure that it's the right energy, right? So talk about how important energy is to you when it comes to your business.
Energy is real big to me. I don't think I was focusing on energy like I did to in the beginning. Who really focuses on it when you're really just worrying about making it, getting where you're trying to get. So energy is the last thing you worry about. You just try to make sure you get to that goal that, whatever you set for it. But energy is big because it can also hinder you in ways that you're not even recognizing. I feel like spirits are real, and I feel like who you allow to come in your space, they can either be pulling from your spirit or they can be attaching negativity to you. And so for me, energy I'm all, and I honestly, one big thing about me, because my mom has this too. I can't feel somebody's vibe. I guess that's another way for saying energy. Like I can feel when you're not really in a
Genuine.
good space. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I can feel when you're not in a good space, and I just know how to. I learned how to maturely handle people that think differently or that may be, not as versed in what I'm trying to do. Because a lot of people want to do what you want to do, but they don't want to do what you do.
No, the work.
Yeah, they just want to reap the benefits
Mm-hmm.
and not the work that it takes to get to where you are. And
Yeah.
yeah, but no, I can feel people's energy, man. That's that's real big, especially now. Like I'm like, oh, I don't have time. I think the older you get, the more you realize, like, you don't got time for that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think before I had even came back to social media, I was telling you I was off of here for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And it was okay. It's like sometimes you have to take those 2 weeks, 2 days, whatever it is. But for me, I was healing from something, the loss of my grandmother. So just a lot of things were going on. But you
Right.
have to separate yourself, yes, from different energy for you for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
So, question of the day. I asked you this also during
Okay.
preliminary. Do what you love or love what you do?
Love what you do, because
Mm-hmm.
if you love what you do, you'll be doing what you love. That's pretty
Okay.
much my first particular, you know.
Period.
Exclamation.
Yeah, it's important. When we left off earlier, we were talking about the 600K, the subscribers, and where that comes from. And obviously, you're definitely doing what you love. You know what I'm saying? Because people are receiving it.
Right.
Over 600,000 people are receiving it. So, that's incredible. Talk to me about how important creative control is and what that means for you.
Creative control is it takes discipline, because whenever you're trying to make something happen, you have to kind of be you can't have your ears open to too much advice. Like I love advice, but sometimes when you take too much advice, you kind of sway from what you're actually trying to do and get done. So being in control, it really takes no one want to take advice and
Yeah.
no one want to be like, okay, I'm good. I think we'll get on this,
Mm-hmm.
because you can end up doing something that has nothing to do with what you even thought of.
Yeah.
So it's important to kind of you learn it. You don't just get it, because a lot of times you like I said, even with the channel, like my whole idea of starting out wasn't what we're doing now, but
Yeah.
I was able to kind of maneuver to what we're doing now and say, okay, this is what's going to get us where we need to be. Okay, let's figure out how to, conduct ourselves with these type of videos, and we're going to do this and this and this and this, and again, because at the time, if we would have listened to other people or took too much advice, we probably wouldn't have moved as fast
Yeah.
as we did. So it's important.
Yeah, absolutely. So who are some of the comedy show or influencers or channels you watch?
Coming now or back, like the one before I started?
It could be, yeah.
Like,
Who's one of your favorites? Because
so I think the very first person that got me to want to do YouTube was back when Soldier Boy. It's a funny story. Soldier Boy and his camp. I thought it was so cool that him and his friends would blog his like behind the scenes of his day to day, and I thought that was so cool. And I think I was like in high school around the time. And then from there, there's a YouTuber named Kevin Edwards. Kevin Edwards and his whole team, Brock, all the people he would have in his videos, they would make comedy sketches, and they were all real good friends. They would make skits, and he would vlog like they did today. And it's so cool now because Kevin Edwards used to like vlog sleeping on his parents' floor, and now he owns like multiple properties. He
Crazy.
has multiple. He has a Bugatti. Let's just say that. That's how good he's doing.
My God.
Yeah. So it just the fact that I was able to see where he came from.
Yeah.
I thought it
Yeah.
was cool.
That's dope. That's pretty dope. Well, this is during the I like to as I told you, I love wordplay. So I pick up words, yes, and I'd like to just get you to tell me what's at the top of your mind when I give you this word. It could be a paraphrase.
Okay.
Probably be a word. No wrong or right. It's just what's the first thing that comes to your mind. Authenticity.
In the clutch.
In the clutch. Okay. Relativity.
Familiar. Or
Okay.
familiar.
I thought you were gonna say in the clutch.
No.
Familiar.
Familiar. Or familiarity.
Okay. Monetization.
Is either goals, it's hard work, or everything. That was the first thing.
Yeah.
I think is everything. I think you monetize just about everything around you. So everything.
Yeah. So if you could tell your younger self something, I mean, you're still young, but I mean, your younger self, from how far you've come. You know how we start becoming responsible, what is it, at 13, So if you could tell your 13, 14 year self something from what you have accomplished between then and now, what would you say to you?
Don't be scared and go for it.
Mm,
Stop overthinking. That would be my biggest thing to myself.
that's big. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I would tell myself, that would be it. Don't stop overthinking. That's all I did when I was younger. I overthought everything. Like literally. And but if I could tell my younger self something, it would be just do it, and stop overthinking.
Mm-hmm. Do you find praise or constructive criticism to be more motivating?
Praise or constructive criticism? Are we comparing or just both in general?
Kind of comparing. Which one would be motivating to you?
To be honest, I think we lean more towards constructive criticism, but it depends on what type of criticism you're getting. I feel like our eyes get familiar with seeing praise until criticism interrupts. So, because 1,000 people can tell you they love you, but if that one person say, "Man, you trash," that's gonna be louder than 1,000 people that just told you you're the best ever. But me personally, I lean more towards the praise because, from before, negativity is like strong, and so I try to be mindful of like, man, 10 people just said you was this.
Yeah.
Don't let one person tear you away from the fact that 90% of the people like what you do. So I lean towards praise. Man.
Yeah. I follow Gary V and watch a lot of his, his blogs, his content messaging. Was a big mentor to us. And speaking of praise, one of the things he was saying is just pay attention to praise, because if we pay too much attention to it, by the time somebody does say something real crazy, like you just said, and real negative, like be able to handle it because you're so used to being praised.
No, for sure. For sure. But I mean, to me, I'm my biggest critic. So if you something I've probably already identified it. I don't need.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's how the criticism comes. Like constructive is like more on the mature side, but we got to think criticism can also be somebody ignorant saying it in a derogatory way. So, I always like I already peep what I don't like about what I did or something like that. So how you come at me about it, if you come at me mature, I'll accept it because I already ate whatever I did up. Like if I messed up something in the video or if our audio is messed up, and you know, some people on YouTube see everything too. Like
Yeah.
it could be the wrong thing in the shot. They gonna be like, hey man, I saw that. You know, and over the thousands of videos we've done, there's been a lot of things that I'm like, man, this got messed up or this, but people don't know the work behind it too and why that
Yeah.
happens. Nah, yeah, I'm real big on knowing already, like, yeah, that wasn't right. So if somebody just say, oh, I noticed the audio was a little bit such and such, I'm like, okay, man. But if somebody like, man, this is trash, I can't hear y'all, it sounds like, I know how to handle you.
You're funny. No, I agree. I like that. I like that. What movie can you watch over and over without getting tired?
Lion King.
Really? Wow.
I can watch Lion King over and over and over. Space Jam. Those two are like neck and neck. Like I can watch that over and over.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
I've only seen Lion King once.
You should, come on now. You gotta do more. You gotta watch it.
I have to watch it again. No.
Look, and not the live action. I haven't seen that
one. What's the last concert you went to? Obviously pre-COVID. Last concert.
It was some little shindig in the Woodlands, and it was just all different type of artists that was there. That had to be a couple years ago, like the last concert. Mm-hmm. I don't like super big crowds. So
yeah.
I'm not one to just be like people don't know that about me because they, you know, I've been on plenty of stages before, but I don't like being in the crowd. Super, yeah, I'm not. Many people. I'm like, ooh, okay. I don't know where he's going.
Way in the back, huh? Like you don't mind being in the
Yeah, I'll be at the back. I mean, that's just like when we go to basketball games. We're either all the way at the top, like in the cutoff. Not that I'll be in a section just yet, but you know, it's you know.
That is too funny. So when you go to a concert, what are you actually listening for? Because I mean, besides watching and being there and chilling and, you know, what are you listening for? Because you are also an artist, you're a recording artist. So I'm sure you're listening and watching them perform also. So what exactly are you watching their performance? What are you listening for?
I'm watching the reaction of the crowd, you know, how certain moments move the crowd. I mean, I watched a lot of Michael Jackson replays of his concerts on YouTube. And I mean, Mike, I think that's the most powerful thing when you can just your presence is just, it speaks for itself. I think that's the most thing that I look for. Like, I want to be such a positive influence on people's lives to where when they just come around me, they just can feel my energy, my vibes, and that it's nothing but. I'm good company, you know. So when I go to a concert, I'm looking for how the crowd reacts to the artist, these certain spots. Because I think anybody can rock out a show, you know, but to see the crowd, you know, even when the artist don't say a word and the crowd says the whole song, I feel like that's powerful.
That's so, you know, every word, you could actually stop.
Yeah, and just put the mic up and they'll just. I think that's awful. That's to me, that's better than a performance almost.
Yeah.
Because I know the song already, so I just to see you stand there and it's everybody around me is going crazy. To me, that kind of trumps the performance sometimes.
Yeah, and it says a lot, because it's that person's energy, right? You know, that they're giving off, you know. I'm big on what we talked about earlier, energy. I'm big on calling things that aren't as though they are, you know, and modern day folks, we now call it manifestation. So because you know it's been around for hundreds of thousands. It's biblical, right? But
Look, it's nothing
do you?
under the sun.
Yeah. Do you believe to see, or do you see to believe?
I believe to see.
Mm.
You know, because that equals faith, if that makes sense. You know,
Yeah.
like you everything you see pretty much. I mean, it's a lot of things. Like I don't see air. I believe I
Yeah.
can breathe.
Right.
You know, so I definitely believe to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's crucial. You know, we have to see it first. You have to believe it doesn't even exist yet, you know, so you have to kind of see yourself there before you get
A
there.
lot of people can see stuff and don't believe it.
Ooh, talk about it, King.
Yeah, no, a lot of people can see something. You can put something right in somebody's face and they don't believe it. You know, a lot of people see their relationship is bad and they don't believe it. You know, she's a good woman, he's a good man. You know, so I feel like a lot of people see a lot and they still don't believe the situation that they in. You know, so that's a whole nother. You know, I might have to tweet that, but
Right.
that's a whole nother.
There we go.
That's a
I'm
whole
all yeah, this can be
about to get into my bag.
I mean, yeah, it's okay. You know, I mean, I was going to ask you next about literally just about that. I mean, because some people don't realize how failing, whether it be a job, business, relationship, realize it could be very important to succeeding. So, relationship, anything, is failing less equal, or would you say it's more important than succeeding?
Failing is more important
Mm-hmm.
to me because I think failing humbles you. You know, for the people that just came straight out the gate with it, didn't really have to work for it, get to the throne. To them, it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be here. You know, but for those that had to get it, you know, a different type of way, fail, try again, fail, try again. It's like you look at it different than you would if you already had it. You appreciate it more, and the way you respond to other people is even better because as a failure before in life and continue to fail in life, I respect another person that's trying to get it versus looking upon them as if I'm better than them. You know, because for somebody that hasn't had to go through anything, it's easy to look down on somebody else trying. You know, oh, just go work that job. What's wrong with you? You should be able to wake up and even if you worked at McDonald's, or have you worked at McDonald's before? Have you been at a fast food restaurant knowing how having to deal with, you know, ignorant customers for 8 hours a day, you know, standing on your feet, you know, barely getting a lunch break. It humbles you when you fail because you know how to relate to people better.
I didn't want to just close it out ending like that. We are ending and closing out our interview with DubTheG, and hopefully he'll come back in so I can give him a wonderful closing and congratulations. We are having a little bit of technical difficulty. There you are. I didn't want to close it out like that. I just want to make sure. Hold on a second.
Why they trying to mess up a good vibe?
What happened? It's okay, because guess what? You see me, the show must go on, honey. I'm like, okay, thank you. Go out live. Yeah. Show must always go on. But no, I'm so thankful and grateful. And like I was saying, I don't ever want to close out and just because of those kinds of things. But what would you say is next? What is next for DubTheG 2021?
2021. you know, we working on health right now. We're going to be a positive impact when it comes to health and fitness, and you know, looking good is feeling good, and feeling good is feeling good. You know, so we're
Yeah.
gonna take
Yeah.
a platform and we're gonna push. I have a podcast that's we're working on. Actually, we're gonna put that back out and
Mhm.
get that shot, and we're gonna start rotating, doing that, the reactions, and we also are planning on doing a sports channel. So it's gonna be everything sports related. We're gonna create our
Wow.
own brand and just try to, because we have people that are very versed in sports, and so we want to give them a chance to talk without, you know, relationships and with people in real life. They can really be authentic about how they feel. So I think that's going to be major. And yeah, maybe another bug in my ear that my wife did is helping my kids do a channel. I think that
Say it
might
again.
be helping my kids make a channel. That might be something in the
That,
future.
my
Yeah, so
God, it's gonna be like 1 billion subscribers.
right. Yeah, no, like I never really wanted to put them in the front so much,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a lot of people know why. It's a lot of, you know, weird people nowadays, always, but more prevalent now. But but I see them and they be, when they see me record, they be in the side, and my son be watching me, my daughter especially, and they be like, oh, okay, subscribe to our channel and da 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 da, and I be watching them. I'm like, man, they really, you know, they really into this, you know. So I was like, I'm gonna give them a shot, see if they can, you know, be consistent with it, and if they continue to love it like they showing me, I'm gonna probably make them a channel and let them, you know, let them kind of get their own little, you know, push without me, you know. So that was
Well, it's
super
their thing, right? I mean, you know, this is their thing. So
yeah. Yeah, they were, and they're so young. So I feel like starting them young, seeing the business. I mean, my kids, they go everywhere with me. So when I had photo shoots, they would come. Whenever we do videos, they're there. Whenever I was shooting music videos for people or going over treatments for myself, I mean, they're there every step of the way. So they see me create, you know, at every aspect. So
incredible.
if they want to start young, why not?
Incredible. Absolutely. Well, I am again thankful just to be in your presence tonight, and in total awe when it comes to, I'm just impressed what you've been able to do, what you and Ross have been able to do, what you and your wife has been able to do with your digital creation, with the content, you know, being able to create a reaction from people. So may God continue to bless you,
Thank you.
know, in the Clutch Entertainment, DubTheG, the music. Take everybody out with the sound that is available on all platforms. But while I'm doing that, I'd like you to tell everybody where we can find you, other than, of course, YouTube, IG, and of course the handles that we can look for.
Okay, so yeah, you guys can look us up on YouTube at In the Clutch ENT. I'm on Instagram and Twitter as Dub DubTheG. I'm on Facebook as well. You can find my page and you can like it. And it's DubTheG as well. I made it simple so that way I ain't putting too many underscores and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6s. So yeah, you can just pretty much find me in those platforms right now, in my personal channel, Dub's Life 713. So I'm in all those locations. So holla at me.
Holla and holla. Thank you so much again, Clizzy Houston, for linking the introduction to Mr. Dub. And make sure you subscribe to the Face Behind the Brand YouTube channel. Is it now available? This video will be up and posted immediately after. I appreciate you.
Thank you as well.
You're welcome.
nobody else before God. Now that's religion of success, man. The fake friends won't come around. Gotta get this weight up so I stay.
I'm looking forward to the visual for this, King.
I think the guy who was gonna be working on it is probably in the live, or he probably stepped out.
It's gonna be fire.
Oh yeah,
Super
sure.
dope. Okay, well, good night to everybody. And I will see you soon. Congratulations on everything you're doing.
Thank you so much. We'll do it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.